Welcome back to part 5 of the unboxing review of my 163 centimeter full silicone top fire doll, presented by my brand new vendor, Uloversdoll. And if you ever want a companion doll, just check out the about section on the front page of my YouTube channel. You can find links for Uloversdoll and all the rest of my vendors. So today, we're gonna check out the skeletal movements on this top fire doll, see how she moves, see how she grooves, and we're gonna do that right about now. So diving right in to check out the hand movements on this girl, because that's the first thing I always like to take a look at. Raise her arm up a little bit. So I want to see if the hand can go up and down. And I see it's already in the up position. Let's see if we can move it down. And it's very stiff, very stiff. Okay, we move it down. That's the first time I can actually get a good hint of where the hard hand starts and stops it, right on top of the wrist. So that's the first time it doesn't look that great. But they still did a good job. So let's check the rotation. So that's perfect that it can rotate while it's bent over in a wrist motion like that. It can rotate. Now let's check it from the top. Wrist motion. To see. Yes. It can rotate while I move to the top position. Now I'm going to bring it back to the home position, straight out forward, like that, and see if we can do this, if we can turn it like this. Now I made a mistake in not being able to turn it, only to find out you could turn it later. But I don't feel this one turning. So I'm not going to try to break it. I don't think it can do that, but it can turn the wrist over to the side, and it can pretty much turn it all the way over to reveal the palm. So that's pretty cool. Turn it back over. Now I'm gonna check out the fingers. They bend at the first joint. All them bent at the first joint. And I found out during the hand review that I believe that they have the top joint. So let's try that. Straighten them back out a little bit. And the top joint on this pinky did bend. Now this one, I can't quite find it on that finger. This hand, oh, there it is, boom. It was really stiff on this finger. Finally got that one to pop. You don't want to break it though, you know. So this finger, I can't really get it to do it. So a couple of fingers on this hand, I'm actually able to get that top joint to bend. These two fingers are a bit stiff. So, but she does have the capabilities, but her finger joints are stiff. I probably could get it to do that at a later date, but right now they won't do that. But they are spread out like normal, which is good. You can bring them back in, which is normal. They all go all the way down, just in a normal motion right there. But the very top knuckle on a few fingers is a little too tight. But that's pretty much good movement for that hand. I'm going to push that back down. And I'm going to check the other hand right quick. Let's check this hand. Bring this bad boy up. And since we already have it up, we can check to see if it can do that inside and outside, which is beautiful. Great articulation, great tightness. I can bring it down. And since we're already midways, let's see if this wrist can move, because this hand seems to be a little easier to move. So no, I don't feel that movement on the wrist, and this is the better moving hand. So I don't think this doll has that ability. It's fine. Most dolls don't, but it's a movement that I really like for the dolls to have. Okay. The wrist goes down like the other hand does, and once again I can see a bit of the hard hand indention right here. But the doll hand swivels. Very nice movement there. Bring it back to its home position. Now let's do the swivel motion to the outside, which she can do to show her palm. And back to normal. And it can go outside, just to let you know. It can go outside. So that's a pretty good movement. It cannot do this. I have definitely tried good and hard this time. So I think that's one of the only movements it can't do. Let's check the fingers. On this hand, that top knuckle on the pinky went down quite easily. Let's see this one. This one is giving me a little trouble on the top knuckle. Yeah, the top knuckle on that one is hard to go down. On this one, the top knuckle goes down pretty easily. Top knuckle goes down on the pointer finger on this hand and the thumb bands. This is the only finger on this hand that has given me a little trouble with that top joint. That's the only one. I can't actually get that one to work. I would like to see a little bit more meat on her hands, to be honest with you. They're a little skinny, but that's dainty. She is a woman. It's not too bad. Looks good. So yes, every finger but this one right here, had the top knuckle where it was easy to move. It felt like I could make that one break, or a couple of fingers on that hand break, so I didn't want to do that anymore, but that's good for the hand movement. Next, let's check out these arms. I was noticing that she has some really beautiful arms. They're well defined. As I said in the initial review, they feel great, to be honest with you. So let's see how they move. So I'm bending this one up. Get this finger in position. Bringing this one up. Let's take it. Ooh, it's tight. Let's take it outside position, which it does go in the outside position. Man, it's tight. Inside position, like it should. That's great. I'm gonna raise it up. And when I say it's a tight skeleton, it is a tight skeleton. And that's the sign of a long-lasting doll, to be honest with you. So I like a tight skeleton. Ooh. Her hand. Ooh, that's great range of motion. And honestly, you're not supposed to really take a silicone doll's hand up too high, but it feels like it can. Look like I got something on her. Yeah, feels like it can go up a bit higher. Don't want to tear her though. But yeah, that is great. Normally it seems like a silicone doll arm stops about right here, but hers went on up. So that is impressive. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now let's move her out. Move her arm at that range of motion. That arm can go all the way back. That is crazy. And the thing is, she has this technology that I guess I'm beginning to see more of lately, to where her shoulder can sway back. That's what gives her that extra ability to take her arm so far back. That's pretty cool that her shoulder can do that. Her arm feels so real. I would say that. So take her arm up. Let's see if we can take it up high. Yes, it can go up high. And as you can see, that's a shrugging shoulder right there, because that shoulder actually raised. It didn't stay down. See, if it wasn't shrugging, it would be stuck in this position. But watch this. When I raise it, it raises that bra line up. So that's a shrugging shoulder, which is cool. This is cool. This doll has some great movement to it now. I'm actually impressed by the movement in this doll. Hold on. I'm sitting up here trying to figure out how to get this arm down. It is a bit of a tricky thing. This is a bit tricky here. How did I do that? There it is. That was a bit of an experience there. I couldn't figure out how to get her arm back now. But I did it. She has a lot of ranges of motion within that joint, and figuring it out can be a bit tough there. But she is moving and grooving very well. If you want to pose her for photographs, you should have no problem with this young lady. Let me tell you. That was a bit tough though. Getting her arm back in position, getting her up to wave hello to all the fellas. Let's check this arm. Let's see how far it can go up. Yes, she can raise her arm all the way up and say she's here in class. That is good. She can bring it down. And these arms are super stiff, which I love. She can take it inside, and she can take it outside. Great stiff arm. And I'm going to do the little raised arm up here. And you can see her shoulder raised. She does have a shrugging shoulder there. So that is cool. And once again, just like the other side, she can take that shoulder back like that right there, just like the other side. And that's pretty cool. And we're going to do something that scared me just a second ago. And that's stretch her arm out, because I couldn't get it back down. But we can stretch her arm out and bring it up, and you see the shoulder raise again. Her arms are very, very realistic. I give it that just from the proportion and what it feels like. Bend it back in, and now you can bring that back down. So I think she has a full range of motion in the arms, and quite better than most as far as some of the abilities to raise that arm. Get that back in position, a better position. it is a bit tricky getting her arms back situated. I will say that because of the skeleton, it's a bit of a trick to it. And these joints and the shoulder joints, it's a bit of a trick to sort of moving it around that I haven't even mastered yet. So, but this girl has some great movement with her arms. I'm really loving that. Let's move on to see how her neck is gonna move. Oh my God. I did that because that was such a smooth movement. Such a smooth movement. Let's move this over to the side. And that moves very smoothly. I like the size of her neck. I think it's proportionate to her body, to her head. And it moves very easily. Let's take it back. It moves very smoothly, so that's great. And forward, with no effort, she's moving her head in all directions. Pretty nice. I give that a definite A on head movement. That was pretty good. Now let's see if this girl can swivel. Let's see if she can move from left to right. Let's check that out. I moved her shoulders, but I didn't move her body. I'm not doing it yet. Usually it's a bit easier to do than this. I did it. So she can swivel, but man, it's not easy to do at all. It's because her shoulders want to move as well, so it's very hard to make her swivel from my standpoint, but she can do it. It's hard though. It's not an easy motion with her. So maybe you can do that easier than me, but that was a bit of a struggle there. Let's fix her bra back up on her. Now, I'm moving her hands to get them in a better position for what I'm getting ready to do. Let's check her waist. See if she can go backwards and forwards with it. I'm sure she can do. That wasn't really easy. I think she can go back a little bit further, but it takes some force to get her to bend backwards. I'm going to be honest. But she can do it. Let's bring you forward. Make sure you're covered up. And she can bring her head pretty far forward like she's kneeling down. Look at that girl. Look at that girl. Let's bring her back up. She don't want to stay down there. I promise you, posing the doll to have you really doing the workout. There we go. I got her back up. But she can do that movement, as you can see. She can do that movement. Man, I didn't even breathe hard on this long biking trip I took, but moving a doll will work you out in a different way. So yes, she can do the up and down movement. She can do the swivel movement. She has multiple ranges of motion with the shoulders, with the arms, with the hands. This girl is looking pretty good from a movement standpoint. I think we should check out the lower half of her body and see what that looks like. Hey guys, I almost forgot, before I check out her bottom half, I need to check to see if she has the side to side movement. I almost forgot it again. So I actually forgot this on my last review. Had to make up for it. So let's not forget it this time. Let's see if she can do it. It's a hard movement to do. Yeah, she can do it. She can do it. The side to side movement. I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised. Many dolls can't do this. And once again, this is a special movement here. I didn't think she could do it. It's a hard one to pull off. Let's see. Yes. And she can go to the other side. As you can see, with plenty more room to move her. That is pretty cool. She can do the side to side. Once again, I think by her not having a toe skeleton, really made me think that she might not have these upper levels of movement, but she has some great movement, some special movements. Our dolls can't do some of the things that she can do, so I'm pretty impressed. Surprised she doesn't have that movement, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see a video of me saying, "Hey guys, I figured out how she can do it." Let me just double check that again. Oh, I don't feel that ability in her wrist. But yeah, she can do the side to side. I'm feeling good about that. Yay, baby. So now we will check out the lower half of her body. You're doing good, girl. You're doing good. So here we go, guys. We're gonna check out the lower half of her body. I decided to leave her legs up. I said, let's go ahead and check out the dexterity in these legs from the beginning. And see how they can stretch. So, from the front, wow. And I figured that when her arms could move so good, her legs have stretched now, and to be honest, I could go further. I could literally go further. They are very far down, and that's very unusual for a full silicone doll. I'm just doing a peep of her private area, and yes, when you stretch her legs out like that, it actually causes the vaginal opening to open up a lot. So she's definitely made to make love to. Bring the legs back together. Let's take them forward. And I feel comfortable with them being about that far back, which is pretty far for a silicone doll. These doll companies are getting better at making these skeletons very flexible, even in silicone, ladies. So, let's put one of these legs down and leave one up. This will be the outside leg. Let's do a little bendy experimentation to see how far. Let me take it back a little bit. Okay, now let's see how far this leg can bend down first. Take it out a little bit. And once again, it can bend pretty much all the way in with the calf touching the thigh. That is great for posing. Every doll should be able to do this, but it's always great to check the outside. Take it inside. That's a great movement, and it can do that as well. Let's check the foot movement. I didn't quite check that in the foot when I was looking at the foot review. And honestly, I don't see the same bulge that I saw when I made the hands flex, where I sort of saw the hard foot demarcation. It really is not showing up. They did a great job with the hard foot, I will say that. So that's a great movement right there. You can go down pretty far. Let's see if it can go inward and outward. I don't feel it moving outward. I don't feel it moving inward. So this foot does not feel like it can rotate left or right. And that's sort of a shame, because she had such high level movements up top. You would think that she would be able to swivel her foot, but she can't. So that's okay. I was looking for that though. I was hoping for that. So other than that, like I say, pretty good movement to the leg, the bottom half of this leg. I don't know if you can hear that, but I hear some like air releasing from the from the vagina. That was crazy. Okay, let's get this leg up. I hear it again. Listen. This girl got some trapped gas, don't she? Or maybe from me moving her legs up and down, it's causing that air to do that. But either way, move this leg up and do the bendy with this leg and see how far it bends in. And it goes calf to thigh as well. Great stretching, great movement. Let's take it outside and let's bring it back all the way inside, which it does that movement great. Once again, let's bring this foot up. Hold on, there you go. This foot is sort of tight here. There it is. I finally got it to bend down. So it does bend down. I remember I had a little trouble moving it in the foot review, but it's tight, which is good. You want the foot to be tight for standing. I'm just double checking to see if it can go inwards and outwards, and I don't feel that ability in the foot. So I would love them to add the foot to be able to move inwards and outwards, as well as some toe skeletons. I think that'll take the doll up to another level. But the normal movements it does have in the leg. Man, every time I move this doll though, I keep on hearing some trapped gas come out of her vagina. I don't know why that is. I just think it's the way maybe she was moved and there was some trapped gas in there. I think it's actually funny because I've never actually heard that on a doll before. It's nothing bad though. I would get concerned if it was some trap gas coming out of one of her breasts or something like that, deflating them. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for her bottom half of her body. Everything seemed to be in working order to me. That can be in working order. Like I say, I would love for these feet to be able to swivel. I hate that. These feet do look great, like I said, with the hard foot option. I would say that. But all the normal movements, it can pretty much do, other than that foot swiveling motion. Looks like it's a doll that will be built to last from a functionality standpoint. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with what I see from this top 5 doll. She's very functional, and I will say the top half of her body is a bit more ahead of the bottom half. You can do more things, I think, with the top half of the body, a lot more than most dolls, except for that wrist movement. And honestly, when I'm done with the review, I double check that to make sure, once again, that it can't move, but I don't think that it can. But I think that we got this girl pretty well covered, and I think she did pretty good, pretty good. So, remember guys to check in with me on my next review, where I will be doing an eye exam on this beautiful young lady. We'll check her eye movement, check out the quality of the eyes and things of that nature. But this has been a great part 5. I really appreciate Uloversdoll, my brand new vendor, for sending me this beautiful 163 centimeter full silicone top 5 doll to do a review on. And you can find them in the about section of my YouTube channel. Once again, please check in to the next episode. But as of right now, it's been me, JayDollKingHefner, and my beautiful top 5 doll. We